Merry Christmas!
And welcome back to Return to Eden. I'm Kendra Han, fitness and nutrition specialist, here again with Jamie Woodle, integrative nutrition health coach and master of health science education. Today we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to make Paleo cranberry orange scones, Christmas bruschetta, and some fun, clean, do-it-yourself Christmas gifts. So Jamie, tell me a little bit about these Paleo cranberry orange scones.
I'm so excited about this recipe because nothing screams Christmas to me more than the combination of orange and cranberry. So to make this recipe, you'll need 1 1/4 cup almond flour. We prefer the superfine blended. 1/4 cup of tapioca starch. You'll also need 1/4 cup of softened coconut oil, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 1/2 cup of fresh cranberries, 1 egg beaten, and 2 oranges.
Zested and juiced.
Yes. And if you're having trouble following along, don't worry, the full recipe will be in the description. Okay, first you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then we're going to mix the dry ingredients. So you'll take your almond flour, your tapioca starch, your baking soda, and you'll also want to zest and juice some oranges.
I love your little juicer thing.
Aww,
This is very cute.
it's very handy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't realize how much you would use something until you actually have it in your kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it smells so good. That's actually one of my favorite essential oils that we have to put in the diffuser in our office because the orange smell is just so clean.
Mm-hmm. I think it helps me become more alert, like when I'm getting sleepy too, for some reason.
Lemon does that for me also.
Peppermint too.
Oh yeah.
So you really only need 1 or 2 teaspoons of zest, but I really like the orange zest in my food.
Sometimes you gotta measure with your heart.
So I zested a whole orange and a little bit more of a second one, and that gave me about a tablespoon. Now we'll add our cranberries.
We did wash the fruit prior to starting this episode to save a little bit of time. That is an important step, particularly if you are going with a non-organic version of the fruits.
Yes, it's really important for gut health because those pesticides not only kill pests out when they're growing the crops, but when we consume them, they really negatively impact our microbiome.
Next, we're gonna work on mixing the wet ingredients. So, first, we're gonna put the coconut oil in.
And the recipe does call for softened coconut oil, not melted.
Now I'm adding the maple syrup. One thing I love about cooking in Jamie's kitchen is she has such a great selection of organic ingredients. One of my favorites is definitely the maple syrup. Let's see. 1 beaten egg. Now we're cutting the orange so that we can add 1 tablespoon of fresh orange juice to our wet ingredients. If you're like me and you like to sort of eyeball things or measure with your heart, I'm using half of an orange for the juice, and we did with the zesting use the whole orange and a little bit of another. Now we're whisking those ingredients together to make sure they're fully incorporated before we add them to the dry ingredients.
That looks really good. So now we're going to combine the 2 bowls. And of course, if you find your dough is a little too wet, you can always add a little more of the almond flour. Okay, I think our dough is a little bit too wet, so I think we need to add a little bit more of the flour. I probably added about 1/4 to 1/3 cup more. Scones are supposed to be a little bit more dry, so that's the consistency we are shooting for. Okay, a tad bit more. We want it to form a good dough.
I like how you can see the zest and the cranberries. It brings a lot of really beautiful color to the dough. I'm excited to see what it looks like when it's done baking.
Okay, now we have a beautiful dough. Okay, now we have a nice formed ball of dough. We're gonna place it on, you could do some parchment paper, but I'm going to use my seasoned stoneware. It's still a little wet, but almond flour tends to soak up moisture as it bakes. Okay, we placed our ball of dough onto the pizza pan and I smushed it just a little bit. Now you're going to want to use the pizza cutter and cut it into, I'd say 4 sections because we're not making a lot.
I think that sounds great. Every time I cut something, I remember the women of my family giving me advice of let the knife do the work. Don't push too hard. And I think that's particularly important with this because you don't want to disrupt the shape of the scone.
Yeah, working with flours like almond flour with some type of starch in there, it's a completely different scenario than working with like all-purpose flour that has that gluten in there to hold the dough together. Okay, we have used a pizza cutter to cut our triangles and we separated them with a knife, and now we're gonna bake it for 20 to 25 minutes.
Next up, we're making Christmas bruschetta. For this recipe, you'll need 3 large tomatoes, 2 shallots, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic, 2.5 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of fresh basil, and then various options for serving. Once again, don't worry if you missed the list of ingredients. We are going to post the full recipe below. So, let's chop the tomatoes. So when I'm making bruschetta at home, I try to make sure to dice the tomatoes into really small pieces. But one of the things I love about bruschetta is how versatile it is. So feel free to do whatever your family likes best in terms of vegetable dice sizes.
I love this appetizer because it is an excellent opportunity to put a lot of colorful vegetables together so you get all those very beneficial rainbow colored polyphenols into your diet. And it is, like Kendra said, very versatile. So you can have zucchini or cucumber to serve. You could do crackers. You could do some gluten-free crostini, and you can do all kinds of spreads or add-ons. So we have some prosciutto, we have hummus, and we also have some vegan feta and some tofu spread. I can't have milk, so we came up with some other options, but there are so many different things you could do. You could add some slices of olive or some peppers, however you like to do it.
I do want to say that I am a very cheese motivated person and do not have a dairy allergy. And I love the tofu spread that Jamie made today. She just whipped it up out of her culinary knowledge and I am super impressed. So if you have a lot of people in your family that have different dietary restrictions, that is not one you have to be afraid of. That vegan feta is delicious too. You can't even tell a difference between regular feta and the vegan feta.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good options out there. And as someone who has a lot of dietary restrictions or sensitivities, it is so appreciated when you go the extra mile to have an option there for that person. In fact, one of our coworkers messaged me the other day. She wants to bring in some goodies for the holidays, and she asked me what my sensitivities were so that she could make something that I could also enjoy. It's really, really appreciated. Please don't overlook your friends with sensitivities and allergies.
And with these delicious options, you don't have to feel like you're missing out on anything, because that is one thing. Like I said, I love cheese, I love dairy, and I don't feel like this dish is going to be missing anything for the lack of cheese and dairy options.
You'll also want 2 tablespoons of fresh basil. It's important that you use fresh basil. And knowing this, I looked everywhere to find fresh basil. We live in the Midwest. It's about 20 to 30 minutes to the grocery store. And we went to several. We could not find fresh basil. So I sent my husband off to go look out yonder, and all he could find was an actual basil plant, which is really cute. So that's what we're using today. So 2 tablespoons of fresh basil chopped.
Now that we have cut and added the basil, we're going to go ahead and put in the olive oil. Again, if you're looking for a great option, Eden's does have our olive oil available at edensessentials.com. Next is the balsamic vinegar. So we'll just pour that in as well. And then we'll do salt and pepper to your preference. So now that we've completed our bruschetta and given it a little time to sit so all of those flavors can meld and bloom, we get to assemble it, which is one of the more fun parts of this appetizer and something that everyone in the family can do to their own liking. I'm choosing a little bit of roasted red pepper hummus.
I'm just kind of making a variety here. I have my tofu spread.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
A little bit of veggies on top.
Oh, look at how Christmassy and beautiful that is.
Yeah.
I love that. You can also add a little piece of the prosciutto, like she was saying before, to give it a little bit of a protein boost as well.
All right, so I have some hummus and some of the tomato bruschetta on there. I'm going to add a little bit of the vegan feta. Very messy, very messy. It's going to be delicious, though.
Extra fun for the kids.
Yes. Shall we try one?
Yeah, let's try it.
Ready? Here we go.
This is a delicious, fresh tasting, extremely versatile appetizer for any of your holiday gatherings.
Hey, I think our scones are done. Let's give those a try.
Okay.
Look at that. It looks like Christmas and smells like Christmas.
Are you ready to try it?
Yes. Cheers.
I think the texture is really great too. When you consider that we used the almond flour and there's no gluten in this, it's really, really delicious.
I think when I make this again, I'm going to add even more cranberries. Kendra tried to get me to add more cranberries, and I was like, I don't know.
Jamie likes for recipes to be followed. And I am more of a cook with your heart kind of person, which is why I don't typically excel in a baking environment.
I'm really glad. I think you could use even more orange zest if you wanted. You could probably zest both of those oranges and add a little more cranberry. But the sweetness is spot on. The texture is really good.
Yep.
It's nice and moist, not overly dry like some traditional scones. This is very delightful.
If you'd like, you can top your scone with melted butter for added richness.
Or a glaze. You could put a glaze on there.
So next, we're going to put together our do-it-yourself gift bags. Now, these could be great for teacher gifts or a gift exchange at your job, even for family members as stocking stuffers. First, we're going to do our lavender sugar scrub. Now, of course, we do not suggest consuming refined sugars, but if you're using it in this sugar scrub topically, that's just fine. We did opt to use the organic sugar today. After you've added 2 cups of sugar, it's time to add 3/4 cup of olive oil. Again, our personal favorite is the Eden's Essentials olive oil. One thing that we really love about the Eden's olive oil is that it is organic. So once again, topically, you're not introducing those pesticides and potentially harmful chemicals to your body or to the body of anyone that you may be gifting this to. Next, we're going to add 15 to 30 drops of essential oil. Now, you can choose the essential oil that you prefer. We have a wide selection at edensessentials.com, but for today, we've chosen to use lavender. Grapefruit is another essential oil that would be perfect for this recipe. Lemon, orange, even clove. You just want to make sure that you're getting all of the ingredients incorporated together and completely combined before putting into your container.
You can also change the consistency to your liking. So if you prefer it to be a little more runny, you add a little bit more of the olive oil. If you want it to be more dry, add more sugar.
Now that we have all of the ingredients incorporated together, I do think 20 drops of that organic lavender essential oil was just right for the smell in my opinion, but again, measure that with your heart and to your preference. We're going to add the sugar scrub into our little container to create our gift.
And you can use any container you can find. I've seen some cute ones at Dollar General. I like the way these look. So let's fill it up.
I love the idea of do-it-yourself gifts, particularly when it comes to giving gifts to teachers or co-workers, because it really shows people that you're invested in making sure to bring joy to their families.
Okay. What do you think?
I think that looks great. I would certainly like to get a good sugar scrub as a gift, especially knowing that it was made by hand using clean organic ingredients.
This turned out really cute. You could put a bow around it. A sugar scrub is used in the shower to exfoliate. So you take a little bit and you scrub it on your skin and it leaves your skin feeling very, very soft. And it's very aromatic. Something about essential oils in the steam. It can be very relaxing, especially lavender. If you use something like peppermint or
eucalyptus
or grapefruit, it could have different effects. But this is so cute. You could put a little bow on it.
You could decoupage like a design on the front if you wanted to, or even write the person's name on the container. I like to use a sugar scrub prior to shaving because it does help to exfoliate your skin. And if you follow that up with the Eden's Essentials shaving cream while you shave, you would not believe how soft your skin will be afterwards.
Another piece we want to add to our gift bag is some personally scented lotion. So we have here Eden's lotion. It's unscented, and we're going to add our own essential oils to scent it however we want.
We've got these adorable little containers, which would be great to fit into our bags, but also to keep in your purse on hand so you always have a personalized lotion with you.
What are you doing?
I chose to use the organic peppermint essential oil today. I'm going to add about 5 drops. What about you?
I have clove bud.
Ooh.
I thought about lavender, but we did that for the body scrub, and I want to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, and we have a lavender scented lotion too.
I'm only doing 3 drops of the clove because it's pretty potent. How many are you doing for the peppermint?
I did 5. I like a really strongly scented lotion. So, and I think maybe 5 was a little too much. So the good thing about this one is we can just add a little bit more of the unscented lotion to it to balance out my overindulgence in smell.
All right, should we fill our little jars?
Yes. Oh man, that clove smells so good.
I love fall scents.
Me too. And the good thing about clove is it's kind of fall and Christmas. Look at that. Merry Christmas.
Let's fill our bags.
Now it's time to put all of our gifts into the bags. We've decided to include one of our Eden's Essentials chapsticks in these as well. There is a strawberry and coconut option. Aww. And there you have it. The perfect do-it-yourself Christmas gift. It's clean, organic, no added chemicals or dyes, and definitely something that the woman in your life would love.
Yes, and inexpensive when you're divvying it up for several gift bags. I know when I was working as a teacher, I loved lotion as a gift because you wash your hands so many times or use so much hand sanitizer that having that lotion was such a nice relief.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much for joining us for this very special Christmas episode of Return to Eden. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you have great ideas for easy Christmas appetizers or do-it-yourself Christmas presents, leave a comment below. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and a very blessed day.